So what's good, guys? Well, lately I ain't been right. And no, I don't mean like this, right? So, no, been absent for a little while because I must have caught some sort of a bug or something. I mean, felt a new pain I never felt before in my lower abdomen. It's like the abs like locked up, you know. I never had cramps or anything like that, you know. It's just all weird and different and whatnot. But anyway, I'm better now. But man, for a while there, I mean, it was like, it wasn't diarrhea, it was gas. But it was like painful gas. So I still drank a lot of fluids and all of that kind of stuff because glucose was fine, but I lost my appetite. All of that was fine. So I haven't really lost a whole lot of weight. I mean, which is good, being a diabetic. But man, yeah, I mean, to just take some medicine, lay in bed, and then it's like, that wasn't a fart, So they had to wash the bed sheets and the blanket underneath it, not blanket, what do they call that, a mattress pad. And it's like, that was not a, how do you say, a sharding like ZK Snarks or anything like that. That was not a good shard. So I'll leave it there. But yeah, I guess it all started when, I got on this cleaning spree in the house, right? I mean, the floors were just atrocious. I got the entire kitchen cleaned from top to bottom, everything sanitized, all the granite wiped with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, that's how you polish granite. But anyway, it also sanitizes the granite. But anyway, I then take it a step further, and I didn't measure or any of that. I just grabbed some Fabuloso, dumped it in the mop bucket, and grabbed some bleach, dumped it in a mop bucket, and just soaked all the floor and started going to town with it. And it was so strong and so potent, I made myself sick. I had to get out of the house for a couple hours with the windows and the doors and all open. I mean, it was bad. I don't even know how much I used. But, and then mopped it all up, got it all nice and dry. Of course, I swept before all of this, right? And I just did this to downstairs. So I didn't do all of downstairs. Who is this? Colorado Springs. I don't know anyone in Colorado Springs. Not anymore. Anyway. I didn't get all of downstairs done. But, then I took it another step further and, swept again. And then I have a machine. It's an Auric machine. But it's one of those floor buffers, but it's got a rubber band around it. So that way if I bump into the cabinets, it won't scuff or mark up the cabinets. If I bump the wall, it won't scuff or bump or mess up the wall. That kind of stuff. Or doors or door casings, any of that. It won't damage it. But anyway, I got one of those black pads. It's real coarse. And floor stripper. So I stripped all the floors. That was an experience. Again, toxic fumes. Not toxic, but I mean, very bad. You know, I wouldn't suggest it. Felt kind of like a Rocky Mountain high. But again, all the windows open and doors open, and had to exit and leave. And I spent like 10 minutes in between each run, with the chemical, and then laying down a little more water, and then buff and go over it again with that stripper, the stripping pad on the machine, to really strip the floors down. And really, I still don't think it's done. But I may have to break out the SOS pads and that kind of stuff and really scrape, or steel wool, really get down and in. I don't know what is on the floor, and I can tell it's dark, and there's a ridge. I can feel it. So it's like, I don't know what it is. So yeah, just been cleaning the house, and lately, the good thing is I'm not spinning, so it's not like fever or anything. I just think I got a bug. I haven't really paid much attention to the markets, but although I need to, right? Because here we go again on my next dollar cost average in the crypto, which will be it's the third of every month is my dollar cost average in the crypto. And now the markets are bleeding, it seems. Like I said, I haven't really paid much attention to it. I've still got a few orders out there that haven't filled. Excuse me. I did place my orders a long time ago for Bitcoin at like 24,000 and 21,000, because every cycle, if I look back, the cycle never dropped below the previous high. So it's like, the previous high was 19,000. I don't think we're going to get anywhere. I don't think we're going to drop below 19 this market cycle, but if that were the case, right? I still got my fingers and all crossed, on alt season. I think we're still primed and ready for alt season, but I've got those lowball offers in on Bitcoin, and I'm going to leave those there. Now, the Digibit limit buy order, it's not indigestion, it's like heartburn coming up. The Digibit order at limit buy order I put in at 0.023. That one did fill the previous time it dropped down and then has gone back up. So that one filled, but the one at 0.019, that one has not filled. Hello. That one has not filled yet. So we'll see. I haven't checked the price today, so... But, I need to begin looking at other charts, other coins, to see, to really get an idea of where I want this next $1,000 to go into. So my dollar cost average is $1,000 a month in the crypto. I, a lot of people, whatever, so what? If you think I'm crazy because I already did well and think that I'm just, sell it all and go back into dollars, well, that's not why I'm here. So, but, do you begin, so by having these other orders out there, do you buy the dip going down? Because that's really where my money was made in the last bear market, like 2018, 19. That whole bear market, that's where my money was made. I bought the whole market down, and then when it came back up, I mean, the returns were really, really good. But, I hope and pray, like I said, fingers crossed, that this market is not going to just dump. I still think that Bitcoin will go sideways. Then that amount will, instead of waiting on Bitcoin to move, that amount's going to go into the altcoins and cause the altcoin season. So, because we still haven't had an altcoin season like what we have had previously. So, I do understand that a lot of things like DeFi and NFTs have really taken away from the market. But, or a lot was made there instead of in other coins. But, for all of these others, we haven't seen those kind of pumps still yet, So, there are a few that I want to go looking, digging, and diving on, and look at the charts to see where I see resistance and or not resistance, but where I see support, different levels to buy in, or do you begin to just acquire that in like USDC, the dollar equivalent into crypto? I don't believe in Tether. I don't like Tether for many other reasons. Go dig and dive if you're not aware of Tether and Block One and all these others. So I'm just not a fan of not holding the underlying asset. So, and then tied in with Evergrande and all this other stuff, I'd rather just not be involved. Yeah, and that's just my personal preference. That's nothing has come down from a court of law or anything on that. So, I mean, how do they say? Trade at your own risk or whatever, or not financial advice. This is just me. It's, but anyway, so, I mean, but if the market does begin to drop and fall out the freaking bed, right? Do you go ahead and start staggering your buys or start staggering your dollar equivalent in crypto, like your USDC? Because I can do either, and I know it has worked for me in the past, but we still haven't seen Bitcoin fall out the freaking bed yet. So I think that we're going to have an altcoin season, then that altcoin season is going to begin to taper off, and then a dip, a large drop. I don't know. I could care less about Elon using the bathroom or Michael Saylor. I could care less what they do or say. I look at the market movements. I look at volume. I look at circulating supply. I just... It has to make sense to me in order to make a purchase. And right now, even with Bitcoin at 39,000 ish, right? So I don't know. I didn't. Last time I had money on the sidelines when Bitcoin dipped down to 28,000, and I didn't buy then. So it just has to feel right. It has to be right for me. And I don't go chasing after the market. I figure out where I want to place my limit buys. And then when it's a bull market, and then I try to break that down into several times that I can sell, right? Like I can sell 5 times at 20%, or I can sell 10% on the first sale, and then 15%, and then 20, and then another 25, and then another 25, and still have 25% as a long-term hold that I will never sell. So I can sell into that bull market, keep all that in USDC, and then when the market crashes and goes back into a retrace of like a 786 or something like that, then I can then buy in lower, and hopefully those limit buys will trigger either going down lower, because you got to understand, I've also got enough crypto to where I feel safe and secure, right? It's not like I'm trading this to pay the mortgage, or to I just I use different numbers, so that way whenever my numbers trigger, I take that profit and then I just hold on to it. And then it's just a cycle that keeps repeating. Because, look at it like anyone well-known in metals, right? Like, who is that? Jim Rogers, right? He buys an undervalued asset, holds on to it, realizes it's an undervalued asset, buys it, holds on to it. And, my holding strategy could be for years. I'm not pressured to sell. But when that asset does go up and overshoots, right? Then, or just, the market's going crazy, then I can sell at different intervals going up and take that profit and wait for it to retrace back down and correct, to be able to acquire more coins. Or dollars in this instance, if you will. But someone like Jim Rogers, who finds an undervalued asset, buys it on the cheap, holds on to it, could be for years, and when it reaches his sell targets, he places a sell order. Limit sell at this price. That's all I'm doing here. Now, like I said, I have 25% that I will never, ever touch. That's my long-term hodl, if you will. Because I do believe that crypto is the next system. I do believe that we don't know what the true value of many of these cryptos are. So I don't ever want to sell a full position ever again. I've done that and I learned my lesson the hard way. You buy something for 25 cents roughly, and it goes to $3, you sell, you think you killed it, and really you did. Because think about it, that's a 4x times 3, so that's a 12x. You killed it. You really did. A 12x, you killed it. And I sold the full position, only to watch it then go all the way to $86. Wow. So, no, I'll always hold a 25% position. Like I said, just me. That didn't feel good. So I'll always hold a 25% position, as a long-term hodl for the next system, right? My trading bag is roughly, at times it's only 25% of my portfolio. Sometimes it's 50. I rarely touch 50% of my bag when I go to sell. And it's not all in one lump sum. It's, like I said, several different times to sell. So, because I want to take advantage of it as it's going up in price or in value to then sell and take that profit. Because, every single time it's like I hear the exact same things, like, this time it's different, this time it's different. But yet we're following the exact same trajectory as we were previously. And then same thing, you look at fractals even on the charts, and you put one fractal on top of another, and it's like, it's so similar, it's scary. And is this time going to be different? I don't know. I don't know. My bet is that it is not different. That's why I'm still thinking it's going to be an alt season. Again, that's just me. I'm comfortable with what I hold in crypto, so I'm good. But yet, at the same time, I still have that dollar cost average going into crypto every single month. So, of $1,000 every single month. And I know I have people in my own family who earn six figures a year, and they don't even put $400 a month in their own 401k. And, let's see who this is, right? Again, I don't know who you are. I don't answer unknown phone numbers. I just don't. Leave a voicemail. My car warranty has been expired since 2011, right? My student loans were all paid in full in 2012. So it's like, not paid in full. They were settled in full. They were expunged, if you will. So based upon a permanent disability, of blindness. But anyway, so yeah, I know several people who earn six figures a year, and they don't save, they don't invest, they don't even invest, like I said, $400 a month, right? I mean, but yet everyone, even people I used to know and friends and whatnot, and I've even heard other people speak of it. It's like they have friends and family that say the exact same things. I guess it's a condition, maybe, where they say, "Oh, one day I'll be a millionaire." Well, how are you gonna be a millionaire if you're not saving anything? If you're not investing anything, right? Now, putting it into a certificate of depression, or a certificate of deposit, if you want to call it that, that doesn't pay you any return. There's no yield there to be had. I would urge someone like that to put more into gold and silver, real tangible assets, not the paper derivative. Again, if I don't know who you are, I'm not answering. I'm sorry. Leave a voicemail. I'll call you back. Watch that be like the pharmacy or something. I just ordered insulin. Whatever. Leave a voicemail. I'll call you back. So anyway, a lot of these people, they want to be a millionaire, but they're not investing at all into anything. It's like you want to blow money on the lottery for what? You're not going. I mean, what are the odds there of winning the lottery? I mean, like really, like really. Um, or for a lot of these women out here, right? Oh, I'm all I got to do is just find a rich man. My response to that is, then what? You want to all you got to do is find a rich man. Tell me why a rich man would be interested in any part of you when you can't afford yourself. No rich man wants that. I would, and I could see, I could date a chick who works at McDonald's. That's fine. If she handles her business at home and manages her money well, and doesn't have a lot of debt and doesn't live beyond her means, that's totally doable. But I mean, these ones that I call it living the dream. They have a champagne budget, or they have a champagne taste with a beer budget or a beer wallet, and it's like, yeah, and then everything is just show off, show off, show off. That's why I don't like doing like all of these, Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and all of that kind of stuff with the rest of the family. Because it's like showing off. It's like, oh, check out my $3,000 shoes. What? This suit cost me $2,000. For why? Why would you even wear something like that? For what? I got a $10,000 watch. Look. Or, $500 sunglasses. Whatever. And that's all they're just material things that these people try to push. And then I got to hear it from people, even like my own mother and other people in the family who are oohing and ahhing over all of this. And the numbers just don't add up for these people at all. It's like, look, if you analyze a business by its prospectus, right? So, price divided by earnings gives you the PE ratio. So, if I were to look at my own damn family, right? Now, together, husband and wife, one turns a wrench, the other is a like interior designer, just say. Okay, so one might, the one who turns a wrench might make 50 to 75 a year, might, right? And the other might make 30 to 40. I don't know, right? So you're just barely at six figures together, right? You got a $400,000 house note because, well, you only put 3% down. And then, you got, I don't know, 3 cars, 4 cars maybe. You got, and then, he just buys a $75,000 Ford F-250, 350, whatever, dually diesel, 75 grand for a truck. For a truck. And then she buys a brand new BMW. And you got 3 girls. The numbers don't add up there at all. And showing off, wearing your wealth, and the latest and greatest for all the kids. It's like, there's I just none of it makes a damn lick of sense. It's like you leverage so much to the hilt on credit to where if you miss one day of work, you lose it all. Why do you want to live like that? Why wouldn't you save for a rainy day? Or rather invest for a rainy day, right? And then I even got to hear this stuff, oh, well, how's that crypto stuff working out for you? I did all right, you know. My trustee sees the numbers. I ain't sharing shit with you. I mean, not you. I don't mean you. I mean, like, other family, right? Blood family. And it's like, I've got, I'll show up in Wrangler blue jeans and a white t-shirt, and I'm good. I got to hear, oh, check out my new Rolex or something like that, $10,000 watch, some oyster presidential bullshit. Look, what's all that shit worth when you need it, right? What's that worth at the pawn shop? What can you sell that for? What is the next person going to offer you for that? You've got nothing saved. It's obvious because I just rolled through the numbers with you, right? You're buried in debt. You're a debt-aholic, probably leveraged on every credit card that you have. I don't know if you got a side hustle or not. Even if you do, what do you make? 5-10 grand a year on that? I mean, at best, just trading tennis shoes, Meanwhile, you got to take up a whole closet, a whole walk-in closet of shoes. You might have like $50,000, $60,000 worth of shoes that, again, you bought on credit. Why? For what? I just, none of it makes a lick of sense to me. I would rather know that I could live the next 10 years without a care in the world, knowing that all the bills are paid in full every month. Knowing that I'm not a debt slave. Knowing that I can pay for whatever I want. I can do whatever I want when I want. Because I never use leverage. So, like I said it before, how's that crypto stuff working out for you? I did all right. Bitcoin between all the way from $200 and up, right? Remember that? Mt. Gox. Right after Mt. Gox. Like that whole 2-year span. Like 200, 250, 300, dropped back down to 250, went back up to like 350, then 400, dropped back down again, just in that same area. And then, this guy, Cliff High, comes out, JSNP4 is reading his material and whatnot, and saying it's going to bounce around the 300 and then go to 400 and some change, and it's going to do that 3 times. I was buying way before that. And then once it hits 400 and something 3 times, then it's going to bounce up to 800, and then it will never return to the $800 mark. That is still true today. Or also look at the week after the DAO hack of Ethereum, which I don't believe it was a hack, but whatever. Right? So, the week after the DAO hack, here's this kid up on stage talking a bunch of stuff. The price is dipping, going lower and lower and lower. And I'm watching it trade between, going back and forth a few times, like between $7 and $11 in that ballpark. And that's where I was acquiring a lot of Ethereum. So yeah, I did all right. Granted, I lost a shit ton, like when Bitcoin, don't make this mistake. I mean, make it if you want to, right? Because first rule, be out of debt. Be out of debt. So I had a lot of credit cards, right? A lot. And, when that Bitcoin that I was buying between $2, $4, and $6 and $800, when that went up to $1,200, I sold a shitload of Bitcoin. A shitload. And I paid off the credit cards with that. My question is, how much do you think that those credit cards really cost me? And I'll say it like this: it was more than 12 Bitcoin that I sold off at that time. So, like, what's Bitcoin today? 39,000. Just say 40,000. Yeah, 12 of them. And what did I use those credit cards for? Bullshit. Lesson learned. Be out of debt. I mean, I'm glad I paid off that debt. I am. I just question how much did that really cost me, because back then we didn't know it was going to go stupid. Meanwhile, I'm the one wearing a jester hat, right? Whatever. So no, these people, they just don't get it. And it's like, I don't, a part of me just wants to, fill in that void. And, because to them, I'm still poor cousin Dave, right? I'm the one that wears the old, white T-shirts that I've worn for years. And the Wrangler jeans, most of them got holes in them. So, I mean, I got decent pair that I can wear out if need be, but the rest of the time I'm just like working on the property, doing stuff, and it's like, why do I want to wear good clothes to do anything? I'm busting my ass all the time. And, they still see me as poor cousin Dave. So maybe I ought to just stay poor cousin Dave. It's obvious the work that I've done in my house that they still have never passed in front of the house to see everything that I've done here. I'm sure that they've heard different things. Whatever. C'est la vie. But at the same time, these people, I've tried for years to get into crypto. Oh well, if it goes down, I might buy again. Never happens. Well, if I can figure out how to do it, I'll do it. There's no figuring it out. You set it up on autopilot for these people. That's for everyone that I've gotten into crypto. That's what I do. I set them up on autopilot, where every single month it takes a dollar cost average out of their checking account into crypto, and can divide it amongst several crypto, right? And out of those people, every one of those people have come back to me and have thanked me for what their portfolio looks like today. So that's the way I like to set people up in crypto. It's just a dollar cost average over time. Could be $100 a month. Doesn't matter. So those people all did well. But my family, on the other hand, I mean, I offer my help to them. I have offered my help to them. That is no longer. Making fun of me, different things, even though my trustee is right there, listening to the rest of the family. Also knowing that, my trustee has also done well, not in crypto, but has done well investing and throughout life, and has a lot of assets. Meanwhile, I'm the only heir, right? If you will. And looking around, yeah, I mean, look, if that was my parents' money. That was not mine. I told them a long time ago, go live your life. You earned it, go live it. Even though, the other bits of my family inherited a good bit, okay? I don't look for inheritance at all. So, the way I see it, you earned it. Hello. You earned it. Go live your life. Go do what you want to do. I don't care if it goes to me or not. I did all right. But yet at the same time, I'm showing my trustee the different things that I see, like throughout the family, and why I don't trust this person to be my trustee, my next trustee. Why I don't trust this other person in the family. Why I don't trust this person or this person. And then you look at their actions and you look at how they spend money. They don't have the same values that I have or that my trustee has. And I've gotten the response several times that, the more I think about it, the more you're right. They wouldn't know what to do if money hit them in the face. If suddenly they were the heir to even 200,000, they wouldn't know what to do with that other than go blow it. And kind of a discussion I got into with someone else the other day, speaking of, like, well, you did well in crypto, just time to pack up and walk away. No. I finally figured something out that works, Why would I just pack up and walk away after I figured out something that works? And not once, but twice, right? The market of 2017 and the current market. I hit 7 figures twice. So this isn't a fluke. So those people in my family, I don't know what to say to them other than it will never be yours. And, you don't call, you don't knock at the door, we don't go out, go hang out, go do anything. Not even a text message, not even a return phone call, nothing. But yet, I guess the world owes you something, right? Or just because another person earned it and did it and figured it out, somehow it's your birthright. No, it's not. I don't know you a damn thing. So, and getting back on, what, I finally figured something out. Why would I walk away from that? Just say you earn $1 million out of crypto. You just pack up and go back into fiat. I mean, you can if you want to. I mean, do what you wish. Take some profit out, enjoy it, pay off the car, the house, all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, that's what it's there to do, is to pay off that debt. But then what? Talk about, going out all the time and like living a lavish lifestyle. $1 million today is not what $1 million was in 1980 at all. $1 million today is $1,000 a night for 1,000 nights. So yeah, you go out to the club, look like a baller, rent a yacht, cruise around, rent the whole yacht, whatnot. Everybody parties on the yacht, that kind of stuff. $1,000 a night for 1,000 nights. That's what $1 million is, and that's how a millionaire goes broke in under 3 years. So, I'll say it this way. The people that I have known who earned it, who did not inherit it, right? Those people did without. They had no debt. They figured out the difference between an asset and a liability. They also figured out how they could get ahead. And they did it. But every single one of them shared a common denominator. They all did without. Well, I did the same thing. And I did it. But let's just say I'm not done. You know, why would I walk away now? Knowing that we have 2 more market cycles ahead of us, at least before mass adoption, right? So, to just pack up and leave, for what? You know, I mean, to go back into dollars? I mean, you know, your dollar buys you, what, 50% less groceries this year alone. Why would I go back into dollars? You know? Your dollars buy half the amount of gas that they used to a year ago. Your dollar buys half the amount of lumber it did a year ago. Your dollar buys half the labor it did a year ago. How much was just printed? And this hasn't even hit the inflation yet? And you also take a look at these other things that are right on our doorstep and no one is paying attention to it. I mean, you have interest rates doubled. It doubled for your home. So anyone on not on a fixed mortgage, anyone on a variable rate mortgage, can no longer afford their mortgage. Their credit cards are about that. That's why credit card companies are now limiting your increases on your cards. They're not approving any more limits. If anything, they're decreasing your credit limits at the moment. Even though you may have a 740 FICO, doesn't matter to them. They see this today as more of a risky environment. But these interest rates going up, doubled right now for mortgages. People haven't realized yet that that's actually going to cause the prices of homes to go down in value. So those people are going to be upside down on a property that they cannot even sell it for what they owe on it. You know, is this about to be like, I don't want to say a 2008 because they're not mortgage-backed securities. Or derivatives. But at the same time, all of these houses are going to crash in value, is what I see. I mean, and a lot of people are going to be homeless. A lot more people are going to be homeless. I just see difficult times ahead. I mean, that's like now, even with food. The cost of food going up. Cost of fertilizer, you know. Fertilizer from Russia. You know, we had a fertilizer plant go up in flames here. We had a chemical plant too go up here in flames. Why did that happen? You know, and also I think 2 chemical plants actually, locally to me. But there were like 10 or 12 different food packaging plants went up in flames. Cost of goods are going to go higher. Cost of fuel is already higher. And, you know, the trucking industry, I've got family who are over-the-road truckers. it's going to get hard, especially for those who are owner-operators who don't get to just underbid someone else because, say a company has 150 or 500 trucks, right, out on the open road. But the average, I would say the average owner-operator may own anywhere from 1 to 5 trucks, 1 to 5 rigs, and may not always have a driver for all of them. Some of them reefer units and some of them just regular cargo. And you have the maintenance of these vehicles, which is outrageous. You have the insurance. I have heard recently that many insurances have doubled as far as property and casualty for a business, right? They just stopped writing business. They folded. A few companies have folded in the property and casualty insurance business. So it's a perfect storm, is what it is. And many years ago, I became a type 1 diabetic at the age of 7, and I had an insurance policy. My father got dementia. No one knows what happened to the policy. So there was no way I could pay the premium over the past several years. So, I had already reached a point in my investment, life, portfolio, whatever, to where that would not harm me. Okay, so in the instance of my death, I know that my family would still be able to bury me. I've already set that aside. I've set a lot more than that aside for the family. For a select family. So I know that would not be an issue for me. So I'm no longer concerned with not having life insurance. Okay, well, same thing. That's how I view, say, gold and silver and crypto. Have life insurance. This is tangible wealth that you can touch immediately. You don't have to wait till you're 95 years old. Otherwise, you get hit with, different fees and penalties and this and that for touching your 401k or your IRA or whatever. That's all. That, to me, that's a sham. I see my cousins go through it a lot where they'll tell me, oh, I'm worth this. And I'm like, look, I'm happy for you, but you'll be dead before you'll ever touch those funds. You will never get to enjoy that. And the reason why I tell him that is because the average lifespan in my family is 63 years old. That's it. So, how are you going to live to 104 years old to take out your 401k? It's my money and I need it now. Go ahead, call JG Wentworth. You go for it. See how far you get, right? So I'd rather hold assets that are not penalized in such a way. I have that. I viewed that as my life insurance. Now, I also viewed Storable Food as life insurance. I mean, I'm a type 1 diabetic. Without insulin and food, I'm dead. Well, same thing for you. Without food, you're dead. And where is this going with this double-digit inflation or transitory inflation, right? So if you don't own food and you're trying to buy crypto and gold and silver, buy food first. Just buy food first. Beans and rice, rice and beans, whatever. I mean, get creative, get, other stuff, pastas, and there are all kinds of prepping channels here on YouTube. Just type in storable food or how to store food and go from there. So I'm not going to get into all kinds of food storage prep things for everyone. Look, I did all of that during the Cochina, right? The Cochina. 2011, 2012, the Mayan calendar, right? The Cochina. So, I had already prepped a lot of food for years. Because I had, when I became disabled, when I became blind, I had to ration food. Once you reach that point in your life where you go hungry, you never want to go hungry ever again. You see, it's not what happens to you, right? It's how you deal with it. And I would say it's the lessons. It's not whether you win or lose. It's the effort that you put in. And it's the lessons that you learned along the way. So, yes, food is an asset. So, that would be my biggest thing going forward is food. Make sure at least you can eat. Make sure at least you can do other things. Know how to purify water. Know how to start a fire. Know when to turn off the video. So, y'all be cool. Go make it a day. Later.